I know I'll probably lose quite a few of you by saying this at the start of the video, but as a fan of both football and stage musicals, there are more similarities between the two than you might think. And sure, one of them involves a bunch of men wearing colorful costumes and dancing on a stage, and the other one is musical theater, but the similarities between the two are quite clear in my opinion. However, that's a topic for another video for another day, as today I want to focus on one specific similarity between the two, which is a statement that comes up time and time again in stage productions. The idea that the show must go on is something that is embodied by both musical theater and by football. Whether your star quarterback goes down with an ACL tear or your lead develops laryngitis on opening night, everyone else involved in the game or production has to buckle down and go on without them. Obviously, these conditions are not ideal, but sometimes they can spark something truly beautiful. Just look at the 2001 Patriots. You see Tom Brady step up after Drew Bledsoe went down, and that obviously led to 6 rings and the greatest dynasty the NFL has ever seen. Meanwhile, in the Broadway world, 2002, just a year later, Sutton Foster stepped in after multiple issues occurred behind the scenes for Thoroughly Modern Millie, and this led to the show winning 6 Tony Awards, including Foster herself winning Best Actress. I bring all of this to the table, of course, to talk about Adam Prentice, the current fullback for the Denver Broncos. For those unaware, Prentice took over for longtime NFL fullback Michael Burton as Denver's starter this year, as Burton went down with a season-ending injury back in August. And as we all know, the Broncos have found tremendous success this year, thanks in part to Prentice's play. So in today's video, I want to take a look at 10 plays from this season that showcase how well he's played. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the tape and talk about Adam Prentice and his big year for the Broncos. These first 2 plays we're going to take a look at are not necessarily huge plays for the Broncos, but they're huge plays for Prentice. These are going to be 2 pancake blocks where he absolutely erases somebody. He takes the life out of somebody. And that's what YouTube retention wants. They want the pancake blocks early on in the video. So we're going to get 2 of those, and then we will get into the bigger plays that come in big moments. We're talking about the Chiefs game, the Giants game, the Raiders game that just happened, the Commanders game, the Texans game. A lot of really important games. I know that Raiders game wasn't super important, but it is the Broncos' most recent win, so it's still notable. But regardless, the Giants game, the Chiefs game, and the Commanders game at the very least are 3 very important wins for the Broncos, and Prentice made himself known in all 3 of them. So, without further ado, this first play here, we've got Prentice lined up on the right side of your screen, offset to the left of the formation as the fullback, and he is going to be asked to pull across the line and kick out this edge rusher. He's got to take care of this rookie, whose name is escaping me. I will pop it up on the screen. He was a 3rd-round pick out of UCLA, I want to say, and this honestly might be this poor guy's, welcome to the NFL moment, as Prentice, will rewind it just a hair there because I killed the momentum, is going to light him up and bury him in the dirt. Not the flashiest pancake, but he still takes full advantage. You have 2 guys coming at each other. Prentice had more momentum. He's the stronger player, and he just levels him. He puts his shoulder pad directly in the chest of the defensive end, and he is going to drop him into the dirt. Like I said, that's probably his welcome to the NFL moment. This was in week 1, about the 2-minute warning here. The Titans were trying to get a stop. They do end up getting a stop here, unfortunately, as you can see. But for the purposes of this play and for the purposes of retention, I'm not worried about, the running back getting a bunch of yards. I'm worried about Prentice burying a dude because that's what people want to see. And that is exactly what he does. One more time, just boom, bury him in the dirt. And just a good play. Just straight up a good block from Prentice. Sucks it didn't amount to anything because that corner ended up getting through, but that's not his fault. So for the purposes of this video, it sucks, but it is what it is, and we move on. Next play we're going to take a look at here takes us to week 4 as the Broncos are taking on the Bengals. We've got Prentice lined up in the backfield here as a traditional fullback in an I formation, and his job is to climb to the 2nd level and take care of Oren Burks. He has to go through the A-gap, pick him up, and ideally J.K. Dobbins should come in right behind him. So let's go ahead and take a look at this play here as, boom, we're going to take him all the way out of the A-gap, and J.K. Dobbins ends up getting 10 here somehow. Now, obviously, he did not run behind Prentice, but Prentice opened up this lane. You can see here exactly what he needs to do is attack this inside shoulder and turn Burks out. By doing that, it should open up a lane for Dobbins, and exactly that is going to happen. However, because we have a little bit of a situation here between the center and the nose tackle, Dobbins is going to have to bounce this the other way. We're only worried about Prentice for this video. This results in a 10-yard run either way. So I'm just going to appreciate the fact that Prentice did his job and then some by pancaking number 42, by making sure Oren Burks never forgets who Adam Prentice is. We hit that inside shoulder, stand him upright, and then drive our feet through the block, take him into the dirt. And then again, Dobbins is able to get uphill, get the first down. Just a great play there by Prentice, being able to bury the linebacker in the dirt. And not only being able to bury him, but being able to bury him from good technique. Hitting that shoulder and turning him outside is exactly what he needs to do. There is no playing around. There's no meat left on the bone, so to speak. He does exactly what he needs to do, and he does it in style. Just absolutely beautiful from Adam Prentice on this play. Moving now into the big plays in big moments in big games. We've got Prentice lined up offset to the left here as the Broncos are at the end of the third quarter against the New York Giants. We know the Broncos would go on to win this game in a historic comeback. Now, this arguably is the play that sparked the momentum for the Broncos to get their shit together and turn this one around. A lot of people will probably look at the big touchdown that put them on the board, and honestly, I can't fault you for that. But this is a 32-yard run that gets them into the red zone when it looked like all hope was lost. And Adam Prentice is going to set a key block on this run. So let's go ahead and take a look here. As Bo Nix is going to toss this one to J.K. Dobbins, and Prentice just needs to pick up the first guy he sees. It's going to be this DB, number 2 right here, and Dobbins should be able to run right behind him. That's exactly what's going to happen. Prentice does a great job walling himself off from the running back, right? You create this wall between the defender and the running back, and now Dobbins has a wide open lane, and the rest is history. Prentice does a great job as well holding and sustaining this block until Dobbins is by him. Now, he does let go here at the end, but once 2 turns around, if he holds it for any longer, that is an actual holding penalty. So he releases the block at the exact right moment where number 2 has no chance of getting to J.K. Dobbins. In fact, you see Prentice sprinting after the running back to try to get upfield, and number 2 throws in the towel. He goes, yeah, I'm done on this one. He's jogging up the field because he knows he got blocked out of the play by Adam Prentice. He took this defender out of the play. J.K. Dobbins is able to run right in behind him, and this is a 32-yard pickup. Now, I'm not saying Adam Prentice made this play happen, or he is the reason this play succeeded, but he is an instrumental part of its success. Excuse me, I'm so excited, I'm stumbling over my words here. If he does not set this block, the number 2 gets downhill, tackles J.K. Dobbins. You probably go into the fourth quarter without a 32-yard pickup. Instead, they get 32 here. They then score soon after. They get the 2-point conversion. They go on to rally all through the fourth quarter, and they pull off a historic comeback win. And this play was the play that sparked it, and it wouldn't have been possible without Adam Prentice, a guy who was on the practice squad to start this season. Jumping up now to week 9, we've got Prentice lined up in the backfield against the Houston Texans, and this is going to be a pretty substantial play. The Broncos at this point are tied with Houston at 15. They're in enemy territory. They're trying to run a little clock to get in field goal range and kick the game-winning kick, and this is going to be a 9-yard run that's going to then take them to the 27-yard line. And then the very next play as well, Prentice gets involved and the Broncos pick up the first down, kick the field goal, win the game. Now that block, it was kind of whatever. There's not really much to talk about, but this one is substantial because it's a good example of how fullbacks don't necessarily need to have the perfect play in order to impact the play, if that makes sense. And you'll see what I mean here in just a moment. So Prentice, his job is picking up Will Anderson Jr., very talented football player, one of the best defenders in the league, and he's going to do a decent enough job, right? You see Anderson actually plays this pretty well, recognizes that Prentice is coming at him, so he goes to get low. Prentice gets equally as low, and Anderson just barely gets a hand on Dobbins, and that is not enough to impact him. Dobbins ends up running free. He picks up 9 yards. And you can see, even though Prentice doesn't do exactly what he needs to do, like in an ideal world, he squares up Anderson, turns him inside, and Dobbins is able to run free with Prentice having his back to the running back. Instead, the roles are completely reversed, and Anderson is actually facing Dobbins. But because Prentice was able to make the contact he does, it stows him off for just long enough. Dobbins is able to run by before Anderson can get off the block. There's no hold here. It's not like Prentice has Anderson's arm hooked or anything like that. Just does literally just enough. And that enables J.K. Dobbins to get by. He picks up 9. The next play, they go on to pick up 2 yards. I'm actually going to try to show that one. We've got Prentice here offset to the right. And once again, he's going to have to block Will Anderson. The Texans are sending heat. They know that the Broncos are going to run the football here. Anderson does a good job of getting downhill, but Prentice does a great job of getting low and doing what he can to hold Anderson off. Now, Dobbins does have to make a little bit of magic there because Jalen Petrie gets in the backfield, but Prentice sticks with Anderson through this block and is able to prevent him from getting to J.K. Dobbins in any substantial way. He does get an arm out, but Dobbins continues to fight, and Anderson's, coming up from behind. He doesn't have much of an impact on J.K. Dobbins on this play. Not the prettiest block in the world, but again, it does just enough, and the Broncos get to go on. They kick their field goal, they win this game, and it wouldn't have been possible without Adam Prentice. Next play here is going to take us to the Broncos' big upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs. We've got Prentice lined up in the backfield, and this is actually going to be our block of the week, as this is a very, very important play for Denver in this one. We've got a tie game about halfway through the third quarter. It's a 3rd and 8, a gotta-have-it type play, and Prentice is going to do a tremendous job. So let's go ahead and take a look here, as the first thing that is going to key in on why this is such a good play from Prentice is how well he reads the defense. So we've got Courtland Sutton here, who's going to motion across the line. By doing that, the Chiefs are going to rotate their DBs. You see 21 here steps up, 27 comes downhill. Because of that, Prentice recognizes, okay, we've got 3 on this side. We've got a man here, man here, man here. On this side, we've got potentially man here, man here, man here. However, directly off the screen, there's another DB that steps downhill. Because of that, Prentice knows there's a numbers advantage for Kansas City on the right side of the screen. So what's Prentice going to do? He's going to step across and help make that an even matchup. So let's go ahead here, snap this football. And you can see Nick Bolton ends up not blitzing. You have 51 also dropping back. But either way, the Chiefs do still overload the right side of the screen. You see 27 come downhill. He's going to go to Mike McGlinchey. And then you have this other DB coming downhill that Prentice needs to take care of. And not only does he take care of him, he takes care of him. He buries him in the dirt, and Bo Nix is able to find Troy Franklin downfield for a pickup of 35. This is a huge play right here from Adam Prentice. Not only is it a key block on a key play in this game, but it's also a pancake in pass protection from a fullback. You don't see that every week. I can tell you, as someone who watches every rep every fullback takes every week, this is not a common occurrence. It's not something you see very often, and it's a tremendous job by Adam Prentice. We'll watch it one more time. Just boom, bury him in the dirt, and stay over top of him. Make sure he doesn't get back up, because if he gets back up, you're going to put your hands in his chest and put him right back down. You buy Bo Nix the time he needs. He throws this ball. He finds Troy Franklin. They pick up 35. The Broncos go on to win this one, and Adam Prentice, our boy, makes a pretty substantial block on a pretty substantial play in this game, which I definitely think is worthy of Block of the Week honors. Moving now to the Commanders game, where the Broncos end up winning in overtime and every point mattered. This is going to be a touchdown run that would not have been possible without Adam Prentice. He does a great job setting a block here for RJ Harvey. You can see him lined up in the eye here. And this is one I've already broken down on the channel, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but it's still a very impressive play. So let's go ahead and take a look here. As he's just going to run with the flow of traffic, he runs out behind 63. 63 takes care of the DB. Prentice needs to get up to 58 here. So what does he do? He gets low, shoulder to the chest, stand him straight up, and drive him upfield about 2 yards. And RJ Harvey is able to walk in past him. Prentice is the first guy there to celebrate with him. Obviously, there's a little resistance, but it's from the backside of the play. 58 is completely taken out of this one. Prentice just does such a great job with the form here on the block. Again, shoulder to the chest, low man wins, stand him upright, drive him upfield, and completely erase him from this one. 58 had no chance of making a play here, and it's all because of Adam Prentice's block. And honestly, given that RJ Harvey already had some resistance, there is a world where 58 could have came downhill and made this a major problem. So props to Adam Prentice for executing his assignment perfectly and helping his running back find his way into the end zone for a touchdown in a game where, as I said at the beginning, every single point mattered. Sticking in the Commanders game and sticking in the third quarter, we've got Prentice lined up here on the kickoff. I don't talk about this very often. I should give fullbacks more credit on special teams, but Prentice can literally do it all for Denver. We've seen him run block. We've seen him pass block. Here he's going to make a play on special teams. He also catches and runs the football for them out of the backfield, which I'll show at the end of the video. Those plays, there's not much to break down. It's usually just him taking a fullback dive or, catching the ball out of the flat. So I'll just kind of make a compilation at the end for you guys to watch all that and see that he also has that element to his game. But I wanted to cover everything he does, and this is a pretty solid play on special teams. So we'll go ahead and take a look here as they're going to kick this ball off. And once the returner has it, Prentice is free to go. Deebo Samuel's going to take this kick, and Prentice is going to flow with traffic here. And he's going to do a great job. You see the blocker steps to him, but Prentice sticks his arm out to try to create some separation with his eyes upfield on Deebo Samuel. Deebo's going to cut his direction, and Prentice does a great job getting off his block, getting his arm out, and helping bring it down Deebo Samuel there. It's not like a game-changing play or anything. This isn't him lighting up a guy on a kick return and forcing a fumble or anything like that, but it goes to show that he is more than capable in this aspect of playing fullback as well. This is something that is important for fullbacks in the modern NFL. They need to be able to play special teams. They need to be able to cover kicks and punts. And Adam Prentice definitely has that ability to his game. Again, does a great job keeping away from his blocker as much as possible, kind of going with the flow of traffic. And then once he sees Deebo come his way, he gets the arm out and helps Dondrea Tillman there bring down Deebo Samuel. Ends up being a 28-yard return. They get the ball at the 31. Not the craziest kickoff return in the world. Obviously, you want to stop him a little bit sooner, but point still remains. He did exactly what he needed to here. This is textbook, great execution, and exactly what you want to see from a guy filling in for Michael Burton, who is a pretty damn good special teamer in his own right. And the last game we're going to take a look at here is his most recent game against the Las Vegas Raiders, where we have 3 plays to check out. We've got him here blocking for Tyler Beatty, and this is going to be a good job. This is going to be a first down run. It's going to set up a first and goal situation. So let's go ahead and take a look. Prentice just needs to get to the second level, pick up 52 here. And honestly, 52 gets the initial jump. He does a great job of getting low and standing Prentice up. However, Prentice pivots and does a great job of creating a wall between the defender and the running back. You see Adam Troutman here got beat by Max Crosby, which is going to happen, right? Max Crosby is one of the best defensive players in the league. Keeping him one-on-one with the tight end is not going to work out in your favor very often. So Prentice does a great job of keeping this wall up and allowing Beatty to kind of use him to redirect himself and pick up a couple extra yards there. Again, this ends up resulting in a first down. And if Prentice would have just gotten beat by this linebacker, which is going to happen to a lot of fullbacks in this situation, then Beatty doesn't pick up the first down here. But because Prentice was there, he recovered well, he kept his head, he created as much push as he could, it ends up resulting in a first down. Not the flashiest play, not the sexiest play, but he did what he needed to, and I'm sure the Broncos are very grateful that they have him to do just that. Next play here takes us to the second quarter. We've got Prentice lined up in the backfield, this time blocking for RJ Harvey. His assignment is once again number 52 here, and this is going to be a good job by Prentice. You get a pancake block here. You also buy your running back enough time to find a cutback lane at the second level. This is good execution here, so we'll go ahead and take a look as Prentice locates 52, squares him up, and wants to attack this inside shoulder, to turn 52 outside, just like he's done earlier. We saw it with the Oren Burks block, for example. That's what he's trying to do here. 52 recognizes that and does a good job of actually meeting Prentice on his inside shoulder, and because of that, he's not quite able to create the separation he wants. However, he does stow off 52 long enough for RJ Harvey to take advantage of this cutback lane that's going to open up behind the guard who was currently blocking this linebacker, and by doing that, he's able to pick up a couple extra yards. Additionally, Prentice gets his get back here, and he buries 52 in the dirt. Like I said on the last play, 52 kind of caught him by surprise, kind of jarred him a little bit. Now he gets his get back and gets to bury 52 in the dirt. That's a 6-yard run. NFL Pro is saying 52 gets a little bit of credit for this tackle just because he gets this arm in here, but so do 3 other Raiders, so I can't be bothered to care. Prentice did a good job here. Sure, 52 gets his arm out, whatever. RJ Harvey still gets 6 on first down. That's still a net positive play for the Broncos. And if Prentice had not held his ground here against 52 and enabled RJ Harvey to hit that little cutback lane, they're not going to be ahead of schedule. They're probably going to be behind schedule. So I'm going to give him credit for this one. I'm going to say this is a good block, and we're going to move on to the final block of this video. And the final play we're going to take a look at here in terms of blocks is Adam Prentice in the backfield, I formation, same old, and this is really good improv. The first thing we want to look at here is Max Crosby. He is going to do a great job of reading this play. They want to run this ball through the B gap. Crosby recognizes that and sits down. Because of that, obviously we can't run the ball there because we'd be running directly into the best player on the other team. So what do we do instead? Well, Prentice recognizes there's a ton of green grass right here and only one defender. If he can get up to the second level and wall off Devin White, which is his assignment to begin with, then he's in great shape and McLaughlin can follow suit and go into the green. There's a lot of green grass in front of him. So Prentice does a fantastic job of just that, recognizes that he needs to hit the outside shoulder of the linebacker to take advantage of this green over here, and McLaughlin follows suit. Prentice does a great job, sets the block, holds it for as long as he needs to get the running back by him, and then McLaughlin is off to the races. He picks up 11 there, ends up getting chased down by Jamal Adams. No, I'm sorry, that's Lonnie Johnson, actually, I believe. Either way, point is, it's a good block by Prentice. It's a great job there. Good improv, good recognition of the play, good spatial awareness, too, to recognize that you have a ton of green over here and only one visible defender that's currently being blocked. Meanwhile, Jamal Adams is getting some separation there, because if he attacks the inside shoulder of Devin White, then Jamal Adams is coming downhill and making the play. Instead, he attacks the outside shoulder, opens up for McLaughlin to take it to the outside, and he's able to pick up some pretty substantial yards there. That's an 11-yard pickup, like I said, and it genuinely would not have been possible if not for Adam Prentice's awareness of the situation and his assessment of the defenders on the field. But anyways, folks, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. The remainder of this video, while I'm talking throughout the outro and potentially even a little bit after, I actually don't know how much time I need to fill here, will be every catch and rush that Adam Prentice has had. Apart from, I think, 2 or 3, I left out 2 or 3 where it's like clear the Broncos had given up. They just throw him a screen on like 3rd and forever, knowing they're going to have to punt. I didn't include those because who cares about those? But any play where he actually did something, he picked up a first down on a run or caught the ball out of the backfield and picked up substantial yardage. He's had a couple 10-plus yard receptions this year. They're all included here, so enjoy them while I yap. But make sure to leave a like down below, as it does help out the channel a ton. It shows your support, it shows you care, and I really do appreciate it. Also, make sure to subscribe for more NFL content coming your way throughout the rest of the regular season and beyond. If you don't want to subscribe for content like this, subscribe just because, you know, what other content creator is finding a way to talk about Sutton Foster and Broadway musicals in a video about fullbacks? I can't name one myself. Maybe there is one. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below if that's the case. And also just let me know how you feel about the video in general. Was this an entertaining video? Do you like Adam Prentice? Do you think this is a little bit of glaze? Is there any player you want to see me talk about? Anything like that? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback and your input. But above all else, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it because you're all wonderful people and you truly do deserve it.
Had a chance on the throwback. This was an ill-advised throw. What an unbelievable catch by Cole Kmet. And he cups it too. No movement when he hits the ground, tucked up against his shoulder. Wow.
Using that